said, baby, I ain't do no wrong. I could clean up good for you. Oh, I know right from wrong, 'cause I wanna make it so badly. I'm $1,000,000, baby, don't at me. Yeah. Oh, hell no. Yeah, yeah. You read my city for so damn long, but you still don't notice me. My sound next, he ain't next. I'm at they neck, I'm running up a check. She a bad little mama, she a diva. No matter what happens, he cannot come between us again. I know we better than friends, better than friends. I took her to Queen's Gambit, showed around my friends. Try to pick some energy up, it don't matter. I know you haven't moved on if you try. Oh no, I don't believe it, baby, I know you lie. Oh no, all night long, what you mean I changed? Haven't stayed the same. I've been losing my mind. Ooh, I said the city is mine. Ooh, I ain't never ever said, baby, ain't do no wrong. I could clean up good for you. Oh, I know right from wrong, 'cause I wanna make it so badly. I'm $1,000,000, baby, don't at me. I ain't never ever said, baby, ain't do no wrong. I could clean up good for you. Oh, I know right from wrong, 'cause I wanna make it so badly. I'm $1,000,000, baby, don't at me. No, no, no. Hell, hell nah. Yeah, hell, hell nah. Hell, hell nah. Do it, baby, do what I should think. Do it, baby, do what I should think. Do it, baby, do what I could think. Do it, baby, do what I should think. Do it, baby, do what I could think. Hell, hell nah. Yeah, hell, hell nah. Hell, hell nah.
There's a neon buzz bleeding through the rain, whiskey on my breath and you in every stain. I trace your shadow in the cracks of this old bar. You're closer than the truth, but further than you are. The bartender don't ask me what went wrong. He just turns it up when I play your song. Yeah, I hear your voice in the slide guitar cry, like a ghost that learned how to never say goodbye. You were fire in my veins, now you're rust I can't erase. Love cut deeper than a switchblade kiss, left me bleeding in a place like this. I gave you thunder, you gave me scars. Now I'm counting regrets under broken stars. Yeah, I held on long past the truth. I knew that the worst thing I lost was me and you. Every I love you We built our home on a four-line lie. Every touch a spark, every spark a goodbye. I remember nights we couldn't feel the floor. Now I just feel the weight of wanting more. You said forever like it meant something real, but forever don't mean much when it don't heal. You were sweet like a crime, now you're poison in time. Love cut deeper than a switchblade kiss, left me shaking in a haze like this. I gave you truth, you gave me doubt. Now I'm screaming your name just to drown it out. Yeah, I held on long past what was true, and the worst thing I lost was me and you. Midnight confession in a half-lit room. Your memory lingers like cheap perfume. I try to leave, but my boots won't move. Guess heartbreak's got a rhythm you can't refuse. If loving you was my finest sin, then letting go is where I finally begin. Love burned hotter than a liar's flame. Now there's nothing left but your smoking name. I gave you everything I couldn't spare. Now I'm learning how to breathe in thinner air. Yeah, I held on till I broke in two, but I'm walking away from me and you. Neon flickers, last call's gone. Your ghost don't sing, but I still play on. There's a haze hanging low in this midnight room, cigarette halos and cheap perfume. Your laughter still lingers in the wood and glass, like a storm that hit hard but didn't pass. I got your name worn thin on my tongue, like a prayer I don't believe but still get sung. Every note I play bends back to you. Guess some lies feel more honest than the truth. You were silk on my skin, now your nails underneath. We were fire dressed up like a cure. Now I'm bleeding from a love I thought was pure. Gave me heaven with a crooked grin, then locked the door when I was still within. Yeah, I called it love, but now I see it was you taking pieces out of me. You had a way of turning dark into gold, but every promise you made came back cold. I was drunk on the way you said my name, like a losing hand I kept trying to play. We were dancing on cracks in the floor, every kiss is just a warning, a war. And I felt it break before it broke, like a quiet truth buried in smoke. You were warmth in the night, now you're frost in my bones. We were fire dressed up like a cure. Now I'm choking on a love I can't endure. Gave me truth with a loaded lie, taught me how to hold on just to say goodbye. Yeah, I called it love, but honestly, it was you rewriting all of me. Yeah, hear the needle scratch on a worn out track. That's the sound of never going back. I see you in every stranger's face, but they don't carry your kind of grace or your kind of damage. If I stay, I disappear. If I leave, I face the fear. We were fire, now we're just the ash. I'm still counting every moment we trash. You gave me love with a hidden cost. Now I'm learning how to live with what it lost. Yeah, I called it love, now I'm free. But freedom tastes like losing you and me. Last call echoes through my veins. I walk out slow, still wearing your chain. The night leans heavy on a crooked neon sign. I've been chasing your ghost down a double line. There's a crack in my voice where your name used to live, and a truth in my chest I don't wanna forgive. You were velvet and venom in the same breath, a beautiful habit I held till death. Now every mirror shows a stranger's face, a man worn thin by your kind of grace. You pulled me close just to watch me fall. Now I hear your echo in these empty walls. I got ashes in my whiskey, fire in my veins. Every drop I drink just calls your name. You were love with a blade, sweet and obscene. Cut me open just to see what I mean. Yeah, I gave you truth you could twist and use. Now I'm left with nothing but these blues. We were reckless like thunder with nowhere to land. built a fragile empire on shifting sand. Your touch was a promise you never could keep. Now it's buried somewhere I can't even reach. I remember the way that you looked in the dark, like you saw every flaw but called it art. Now those same eyes haunt every street I roam, turning every place I stand into a broken home. You said forever like it meant no end, but forever's just a word you bend. I got ashes in my whiskey, blood on my hands, trying to love what I don't understand. You were heat in the cold, truth in disguise. Now I'm drowning in the smoke of your lies. Yeah, I gave you more than I could lose. Now I'm paying it back in these blues. Hear that jukebox crying in the corner low. Sounds like something only we would know. I could walk away, I could let you fade, but some debts don't die, they just get replayed. And I swear I tried to set you free, but you keep your chains wrapped tight on me. I got ashes in my whiskey, dust in my lungs, still tasting the lies we left unsung. You were loved like a storm I couldn't outrun. Now I'm learning how to live half undone. Yeah, I gave you all I couldn't refuse. Now I'm walking alone with these blues. Last call ringing like a warning bell. I leave with a story I'll never tell. Just a heart still burning where you once stood, and a love that hurt a little too good. It's past forgiveness on this side of town. Neon flickers like it's breaking down. I got your shadow stitched into my coat, and your last words still caught in my throat. You were a promise with a gambler's grin. Every touch felt like a beautiful sin. I knew the odds, still I played your game. Now every loss carries your name. You gave me light with a hidden cost. Every win I had was already lost. Now I'm paying off a midnight debt with every tear and every cigarette. You were love I could never keep. Now you're a scar that don't heal in sleep. Yeah, I held you close like you were truth. Now I'm choking on the proof. We had heat like a runaway train. No brakes, just pleasure tangled up in pain. You pull me in just to push me away, like the night keeps stealing back the day. I learned your silence spoke the most, louder than every I love you you wrote. And every kiss had a quiet goodbye. I just didn't read it at the time. You were truth I couldn't hold. Now you're a story already told. Now I'm paying off a midnight debt with every drink I try to forget. You were fire I couldn't tame. Now I'm the ashes left in your flame. Yeah, I gave you more than I could lose. Now I'm buried in these blues. Yeah, hear the ice crack in this empty glass. Sounds like echoes of a love that passed. I could leave, I could cut you loose, but letting go ain't something I choose easy. You see, pain like this don't just disappear. It settles in, makes a home right here. Still paying off that midnight debt, but I ain't done bleeding for you yet. You were love with a loaded heart. Now I'm learning how to fall apart. Yeah, held on past what was true. Now I'm learning to live without you. Yeah. Last call whispers through the air. I leave your ghost sitting in that chair. And though my hands finally let you go, my heart don't listen. It just don't know. Yeah. There's a low light shaking in a dirty glass. Time moves slow, but the night moves fast. I got your memory burned in a grain of this wood, like a bad decision that once felt good. You walked in like trouble dressed in gray, left your fingerprints all over this place. Now every chord I drag from these strings sounds like the weight of unfinished things. You were here, I couldn't hold. Now you're a story turning cold. We were living on borrowed fire, feeding a love that climbed too high. You gave me truth with a crooked wire, shocked my heart just to feel alive. Yeah, I called it love, but it cut me through. Now there's nothing left but the ghost of you. Every promise felt slightly flawed. We built something that couldn't last. Still I kept trying to outplay the past. There were nights we almost felt like real, like broken things learning how to heal. But every time I reached for the truth, slipped away like you always do. You were closed and gone again, like a wound that won't mend. We were living on borrowed fire, dancing on edges we couldn't see. You gave me love laced with desire, that took back every piece of me. Yeah, I called it love, but now I know it was just a place I couldn't let go. Hear that jukebox barely holding tune, like a heart that gave out too soon. I tell myself I'll walk away clean, but your shadow still lives in between. And I don't blame you like I used to do. It takes two hands to hold a truth. Disappearing into you. Last call echoes, chairs upside down. I walk alone through a hollow town, and somewhere between the dark and the blue, I finally let go of you. a confession sitting heavy on my tongue, like a song I never should have sung. Your name still rattles in this empty room, like a bottle rolling toward its doom. You were tenderness wrapped in a lie, a quiet storm with a reckless sigh. I saw the cracks, but I called it off. Now every line runs across my heart. You pulled me in like I was home, and left me standing there alone. I got a glass, heartbreaking slow. Every piece reflects what I can't let go. Deep just to test the ledge. Yeah, I held you like something true. Now I'm bleeding out what I gave to you. Like a dangerous song, every note knew it wouldn't last long. You'd whisper truths you couldn't keep, then bury them somewhere deep in me. I remember the weight of your head on my chest, like for a moment we both could rest. But even then, in the quiet and dark, I felt the fracture beneath the spark. You were warmth I couldn't trust. Now your memory turned into dust. I got a glass, heartbreaking slow, cuts a little deeper with every echo. You were fire in a fragile frame. Now I'm left with the smoke and blame. Yeah, I called it love, but it pulled me through every part of me I never knew. Hear that silence louder than the band, like something slipping through my hands. I try to say I'm better off, but every truth still feels half lost. And I don't hate you, not tonight. Just hate how wrong felt so hard letting go. Though it fights me more than you know. You were love I couldn't save. Now I'm standing at the edge you gave. Yeah, I held on past what was true. Now I'm walking away from you. Last call whispers, chairs on the floor. I don't chase your shadow anymore, but it lingers just out of view, like a love that almost made it through. Midnight leans on a tired neon glow. I've been sitting here too long, letting memories flow. Your voice still lingers in the cracks of this bar, like a song that don't know where its endings are. I remember how you looked in the half-light haze, like something too real for a man to face. You touched me like you meant every lie, and I believed you every time. You were close enough to feel, but never close enough to be real. There's smoke between the truth and you. I can't see clear, but I see it through. You were love with a hidden cost. Every piece of you came with a loss. Yeah, I held on till my hands went numb. Now I don't know who I've become. Fire in the rain, burning just enough to mask the pain. Every kiss felt like borrowed time. Every touch just blurred the line. You said my name like it meant something deep, but your promises were never yours to keep. I saw the truth in the way you lead, like love was something you didn't believe. You were warmth I couldn't trust. Now you're fading into dust. There's smoke between the truth and you. Every word bends into something untrue. You were fire I couldn't hold. Now I'm left out here in the cold. Yeah, I gave more than I could lose. Now I'm paying in these blues. Hear the silence where your laughter stayed, like a debt that don't get paid. I could walk, I could let you fade, but some ghosts don't behave that way. And I swear I tried to cut you loose, but pain like this rewrites the truth. There's smoke between the truth and you, but it's finally starting to thin out too. You were love I couldn't save. Now I'm climbing out of the grave you gave. Yeah, I held on past what I knew. Now I'm letting go of you. Last call echo, soft and low. I finished what I couldn't let go, and somewhere in the morning blue, there's less of me tied to you. There's a tight kind of truth in this neon glow, where the night don't judge what the daylight knows. I've been carving your name in the back of my mind, like a debt I owe but can't define. You came in soft like a half-closed door, but left like a storm I can't ignore. Now every silence cuts me clean, like something said in between the in-between. You were calm in my storm, now you're the storm I can't outrun. I need a little old light, mercy tonight, something to do what don't feel right. You were love with a restless soul, left me here trying to feel whole. Yeah, I held on past what I could prove. Now I'm stuck in the shape of you. Every moment felt like borrowed rhyme. You'd say forever like it fit your mouth, but your heart kept heading south. I remember the weight of your quiet stare, like you saw me clear but weren't all there. And I kept reaching through the doubt till there was nothing left to reach about. You were close then gone again, like a truth that won't stay when it lands. I need a little old light, mercy tonight, something to help me lose this fight. You were warmth I couldn't keep, now you echo when I try to sleep. Yeah, I gave more than I should have used, now I'm living with these blues. Hear the jukebox crack under the strain, like it's tired of replaying pain. I could walk out, leave you behind, but you're stitched too deep in my mind. And I don't know if I miss you or the man I was before your kind of love. I found a little old light, mercy tonight, not enough but it feels like light. You were love I couldn't refuse, now you're something I have to lose. Yeah, I held on till I came unglued, now I'm learning how to choose. Neon flickers, morning creeps, I'll leave your ghost where the darkness sleeps. And somewhere between the hurt and the truth, I finally loosen my grip on you. God knows things I don't say out loud. It's hurt my truth buried under the crowd. I sit where your shadow still stains the chair, like you just got up, but you're nowhere. You had a way of making wrong feel right, turning quiet doubts into something bright. I let you in past reason and pride. Now there's nothing left here I can hide. You were a spark I couldn't contain. Now you're the echo inside my pain. Down where the night won't lie to me, I see you clear in what used to be. You were love with a fractured line, breaking slow but right on time. Yeah, I held you like truth I could use. Now I'm choking on these blues. We had heat like a match in the wind, burned too fast to ever begin. Every touch had a hidden cost, every win already lost. You said my name like it anchored you down, but your heart never stayed in one town. And I kept building on shifting ground, till there was nothing left to hold me up now. You were close but never stayed, like a debt that don't get paid. Down where the night won't lie to me, I feel the weight of your memory. You were fire I couldn't hold. Now I'm out here in the cold. Yeah, I gave more than I could choose. Now I'm living with these blues. Hear that silence louder than the band, like something slipping through my head. I tell myself I'll let you go, but letting go moves slow. And I don't know if I miss you or the pain, or just the way you said my name. Down where the night won't lie to me, I finally see what I couldn't see. You were love I couldn't save. Now I'm climbing out the grave you gave. Yeah, I held on till I broke in two. Now I'm learning to live without you. Neon dies, the truth stays on. Your ghost fades with the coming dawn. And somewhere between the dark and the bruise, I start to loosen these blues. Tin ceiling sweating over 2:30. The room smells like regret and you. I draw a line through what I swore was real, but the ink runs thin when the cuts don't heal. You leaned in close like a secret kept, spoke in a language my good sense left. I signed my name on the back of your dial, watched you cash every promise out. You were mercy in a crooked light. Now you're evidence I can't rewrite. I'm talking low so the truth won't shout. In a bar where the brave all sell out. You were love with a razor's grace, left your map in the lines of my face. Yeah, I held you like a debt I choose. Now I'm paying it back in blues. We had rhythm like a train off track. Every mile was a point of no turning back. You'd say stay like a dare I'd take, then disappear at the first small break. There were nights we almost told the truth, between your silence and my proof. But almost don't build a place to live, it just measures how much you give. You were close enough to believe, far enough to always leave. I'm talking low so the truth won't shout, with a mouth full of things I can't spit out. You were fire in a borrowed skin, kept me warm while you burned within. Yeah, I gave you what I couldn't lose. Now I'm wearing your kind of bruise. Hear that jukebox drag a needle slow, like it knows what I won't let go. I could walk, let the night erase, but you left your mark in a stubborn place. I don't hate you, that'd be clean and quick. It's the in-between that makes me sick. What was true. Now I'm setting the rest of me loose. Fan slows down, neon loses its claim. I leave the bar, not the blame, but somewhere between the hurt I choose, I start to outgrow these blues. The bar car smells like regret and spilled gin. I'm tracing the scars where your love had been. You lit a fire in the back of my chest, left me choking on the ashes of your best. You move like danger in a velvet dress, every smile a risk I couldn't assess. I kept holding on while the edges frayed, till the colors of us slowly drained to gray. You were close enough to burn, far enough to never return. I'm carrying these broken lantern blues, flickering light of a love I can't refuse. You were warmth wrapped in a jagged line, left me searching in the dark for mine. Yeah, I gave more than I should have had. Now I'm drowning in the beautiful and bad. Every heartbeat tangled in deceit. Your hands were soft, but your words cut deep. Now your memory's a wound I keep. I remember the quiet after your laugh, a fragile calm that didn't last. And even then I felt the split between what I wanted and what you let. You were fire I couldn't tame, now all that's left is your name. I'm carrying these broken lantern blues, shadows of nights that I can't lose. You were love on a fragile thread, and I've been walking with it in my head. Yeah, I gave everything I could choose. Now I'm alone with these blues. The jukebox hums a slow goodbye. I could leave, but part of me won't try. I don't hate you, not quite yet. It's the way I remember that I can't forget. I'm carrying these broken lantern blues, trying to find a light I can't refuse. You were passion with a jagged edge, left me teetering on this ledge. Yeah, I held on past what was true. Now I'm learning to live without you. As you settle, morning creeps in slow. I leave your shadow where the neon glows, and somewhere between the hurt and the muse, I finally loosen these blues. neon drips like your memory here. I nurse a dream in the edge of my fear. You came like fire, left like ice. Every kiss a gamble, every glance of ice. I held your hand while the world burned down. Thought I could fix you without a sound. Now the smoke curls where your shadow lay, and I'm still chasing what won't stay. You were close enough to touch, but far enough to hurt too much. I've got ashes on the bar tonight, burned by love that didn't feel right. You were passion laced with pain, left me soaked in this slow rain. Yeah, I held on past what I could. Now I'm alone with this misunderstood. We danced in the dark on cracked floors. Every heartbeat opened new doors, but your promises were paper thin. Every touch carried the weight of sin. I saw the cracks I chose to ignore, kept coming back for the hurt and more. Now the echoes of you haunt this room, filling the space with your perfume. You were heat I couldn't hold. Now I'm left with the cold. I've got ashes on the bar tonight, memories burning in the neon light. You were love that couldn't stay, left me tangled in the words you'd say. Yeah, I gave all I could give. Now I'm learning how to live. The jukebox moans your name in tune. I could walk with my heart still in this room. I don't hate you, I just feel the bruise of a love I wanted but couldn't choose. Yeah, I held on past what was true. Now I'm letting go of you. The smoke lifts, chairs scrape the floor. I step out, leaving behind your lore. And somewhere between the hurt and the blue, I start to breathe again without you. Smoke hangs heavy over empty chairs. I trace your shadow through the neon flares. You came like lightning in a quiet storm. Left me tangled in a fire I can't conform. Your touch was velvet, but your heart was steel. Every word you whispered, I chose to feel. I let the cracks in your love carve through me. Now I'm staring down what I couldn't see. You were the warmth I couldn't hold. In the cold I'm learning to unfold. I'm spilling my soul on this bar tonight, burned by love that refused the light. You were passion mixed with a jagged truth. Left me broken, left me in my youth. Yeah, I gave more than I should have known. Now I'm walking with this heart alone. We danced on the edge of a razor blade. Every kiss a gamble, every smile a shade. You held me close, then you let me fall. Let me whisper in your name through it all. I remember the quiet after your storm, a fleeting calm before the norm. And even then I felt the divide between what I wanted and what you denied. You were fire I couldn't tame. Now I'm learning to live with the flame. I'm spilling my soul on this bar tonight, searching for answers in the neon light. You were love, couldn't contain. Left me swimming through the ache and the pain. Yeah, I held on past what was fair. Now I'm finding myself in the empty air. Hear the jukebox moan, it knows my plight. I could walk away, but I stay for the night. I don't hate you, not enough to free. It's the space you left that's haunting me. I'm spilling my soul on this bar tonight, learning to let go of the hold you had tight. You were love with a fractured edge, left me balancing on a trembling ledge. Yeah, I held on past what was true. Now I'm stepping out without you. The smoke thins, morning seeps in slow. I leave behind the hurt finally loosen these blues. The smoke curls thick above my empty glass. I see a shadow where the neon flickers past. You came in like thunder, left like rain, left me tangled in the echo of our pain. Your hands were gentle, but your words were knives, cutting through the quiet of our lives. I held on tight through the cracks you made. Now every memory's a scar that won't fade. You were the warmth I reached for in the cold. Now I'm learning to live with what you stole. I'm singing smoke and scars tonight, burned by love that refused the light. You were fire wrapped in jagged truth, left me broken, left me in my youth. Yeah, I held on past what I should. Now I'm walking with this pain I could. We danced on edges, cutting each line. Every kiss a gamble, every look a sign. You drew me close and let me fall, left me whispering your name through it all. I felt the calm that followed your storm, a fleeting peace that could never fall. Even then I knew the divide between what I wanted and what you denied. You were fire I couldn't control. Now I'm left holding the ash of my soul. I'm singing smoke and scars tonight, searching for meaning in the neon light. You were love I couldn't contain, left me drowning in the ache and the pain. Yeah, I gave all I could give. Now I'm learning how to live. The jukebox moans, it knows my plight. I can walk away, but I stay for the night. I don't hate you, that would be too clean. It's the spaces you left that haunt my dreams. I'm singing smoke and scars tonight, finding a sliver of truth in the dim light. You were love with a fractured edge, left me teetering on a trembling ledge. Yeah, I held on past what was true. Now I'm stepping out without you. The smoke thins, the morning creeps in slow. I leave behind the hurt I used to know. Somewhere between the ache and the muse, I finally loosen these blues. The neon flickers off your face in my glass. Every shadow here reminds me of the past. You stormed in like fire, left like rain. Now every heartbeat whispers your name in vain. Your hands were soft, but your words cut deep. Every promise we made, I chose to keep. I held on while the edges came apart. Now the pieces of us are embedded in my heart. You were the heat I couldn't resist. Now I'm left learning to live with this. I'm drowning in whiskey and wounds tonight, burned by love that refused the light. You were fire wrapped in jagged truth, left me broken, left me in my youth. Yeah, I held on past what I should. Now I'm walking through this misunderstood. Danced on edges that could bleed, every touch a risk, every glance a need. You pulled me close, then you let me fall, left me whispering your name through it all. I saw the calm after every storm, a fleeting peace that couldn't form. Even then divide between what I wanted and what you denied. You were the flame I couldn't hold. Now I'm left with the cold. I'm drowning in whiskey and wounds tonight, searching for meaning in the neon light. You were love I couldn't contain, left me soaked in this ache and pain. Yeah, I gave all I could give. Now I'm learning how to live. The jukebox moans your name in tune. I could walk away, but I linger in the gloom. I don't hate you, that would be too neat. It's the silence you left that won't let me sleep. Left me teetering on this trembling ledge. Yeah, I held on past what was true. Now I'm stepping out without you. Smoke lifts the morning, seeps in slow. I leave behind the hurt I used to know. Somewhere between the ache and the blues, I finally loosened these shoes. I see your shadow in the neon glow. Every corner of this bar knows what I know. You came in like thunder, left like a ghost. Every touch of fire, every kiss it cost. Your hands were soft, but your words were knives. I kept your memory alive in my life. Held on to sparks in a storm we made. Now all that's left are scars that won't fade. You were the warmth I chased in the cold. Now I'm learning to live with what you stole. It's the last call for love tonight. Burned by a fire that refused the light. You were passion wrapped in jagged truth. Left me broken, left me in my youth. Yeah, I held on past what I should. Now I'm walking through this misunderstood. We danced on edges, bleeding through. Every glance a gamble, every kiss a clue. You pulled me close and let me fall, left me whispering